Today, I want to remind you that you are always a being of power. You are the master of all your reality, no matter what kind of master you are. No matter whether you are feeling depressed or you're feeling that things are just going down and you're constantly getting unwanted things, or whether you are on top of your success, on top of your game. You are always the master. You are a being of power. You are the only one that decides your rule. But there is too many people around the world believing that someone else are deciding the rules for them, that they are not beings of power, and therefore life is something that happens to them rather than actually understanding that no, you are in control of this game. And in this video, I'm here to remind you how powerful you are and to choose what kind of master you want to be. You can either be a foolish master or a conscious master. And that's what I think manifestation is all about. If you're interested in stepping up your game when it comes down to manifestation, law of assumption, and so much more, this is a channel for you. Hello everyone, my name is Nea, and on this channel, like I just said, I talk about this topics. On Patreon, I make extra video, and on my YouTube membership, I also do extra content, collective coachings, e-courses. All the informations are down below. But now let's get to the core of this video. I was wondering in these days about unwanted circumstances, why certain people seems to struggle with the law, why for certain others it is so easy. And I stumbled upon a sample of a book that I was interested in reading to you guys from James Allen. And I want to actually read this portion of the book. It's not even a portion, it's like a sentence, a quote. And then we're going to discuss about why it inspired me so much to make this video and why you need to understand that you are always a being of power. You are always the master of your reality. Manifestation, it's not something that you learn. It's not something that, you have to start from scratch. You know how to do it. You've always been doing it. You cannot stop doing it. This is the game of life, as Florence Scovel will put it. You constantly have inner conversations. Now, many people talk about how difficult it is to affirming. I've been there. They can be, obsessing, affirming sometimes for some people, not for everyone, by the way, can be hard. But to be honest, there are ways to go around it by just doing inner conversation, because the truth is an affirmation is just a thought. An inner conversation are nothing but multiple thoughts done in the sort of conversation, and you can never stop doing that, can you? I can check myself, like, unless I put some conscious effort into meditation. So let's say, can I stop the process of thinking? Well, yeah, definitely I can, because I learned meditation. I learned how to enter the void state, but these are topics for other videos. I actually made videos about this on Patreon. But generally speaking, when you're just, living your day-to-day life, you're waking up in the morning, you cannot stop thinking. And the conscious thoughts that you have in your brain are just 5%. You're constantly having an inner conversation. And for people who are very creative, you're constantly visualizing. So by understanding this, you need to deeply know how powerful you are, because if we take and assume the premise that imagination creates reality, your thoughts create reality because you are the observer of your thoughts, and there is a high chance that even scientifically, observations creates reality, quoting quantum physics, but without getting there, then if we assume all of this to be true, or at least to have a high percentage to be true, and you want to experiment with it, then it's obvious that you're not learning to manifest. You are birthed to manifest, and you're constantly manifesting your entire reality. Just by knowing that, I don't want to hear anyone in the comment section saying, I'm not good at manifesting. No, you are. You always, you are built to do this, okay? You are a being of power. The problem is that you don't believe that. And therefore, because we know assumptions / beliefs create reality, if you don't believe that you're a being of power, you're still the master. This is the thing. You're still a master of your reality, but the problem that you're a foolish master. I don't want to say delusional master, because you could be delusional and that can be great to manifest. And I made another video about this, but you are a foolish master every single time you think you're not in power, every single time you think that the situation has to get worse, every single time you're feeding fear, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to explain you why by quoting James Allen, and I hope you're gonna love this because you really inspired me, and then we're gonna talk a little bit further, because sometimes bringing, at least for me, I know this is very personal, but for me, bringing some quotes from other people, sometimes even watching other YouTube videos, just inspires me to give my own contribution and makes me click. So that's why I use this method also with you guys, so you can click and have your moment, and then it becomes like an experience. And when it becomes an experience, it definitely becomes an assumption, at least for me. So I'm reading from As a Man Thinketh, which is from James Allen. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, because this is who you really are. You're not Sarah, you're not James, you're not Marco, you're not anyone. You are a being of love, intelligence, and power. Okay? In fact, when I always hear, you need to empower yourself, you are already powerful. You just need to claim your power more. You need to know that you're powerful. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, and the Lord of his own thoughts, you are the God of what? Of your own thoughts. You are the master of your mind. Man holds the key to every situation. This is why Abdullah has taught, if you don't know who Abdullah was the teacher of Neville Goddard, and Neville Goddard is one of the most famous teachers of the law of assumption. That's why Abdullah, who was a rabbi and knew how to read the Bible in Hebrew, if I'm correct, he thought that the Bible actually can be read in multiple ways, in various states of consciousness. And one of the states of consciousness is understood, so it can be read literally, it can be read metaphorically, but it also can be read spiritually, and understanding that the characters of the Bible represent the movement of the mind, and therefore you can empower yourself by understanding the Bible in that way. So this is why Abdullah has taught Neville that Jesus and the birth of Jesus, so therefore Christmas, is the awakening of man, is the awakening of man to the fact that he's the master of his own reality. And this is why, as an awakened man, Jesus was able to perform miracles. And Jesus is one of the most famous, the number one miracle worker. Because what he does in the passages of the Bible, not only he performs miracles, but he denies the 3D. He's saying to the blind, you can see. He's saying to the one that cannot walk, you can walk. I don't see sickness because I am with God. I'm not separate with God. I am God. But not in a religious sense, and Abdullah is interpreting this, and also Neville, but he's interpreting this as the powerful man, as the man that has awakened to his power. The same thing with different words James Allen is saying, okay? You understand? This is the knowledge and the wisdom of centuries. Even the ancient Egyptians had their own way of interpreting this wisdom. The Native Americans had their own way. The Vedas had their own way. This is human wisdom, okay? And it belongs to all of us, so no matter what culture we come from, okay? So, man holds the key to every situation. You hold the key to every circumstance. That's why sometimes I get mad when I hear or read in the comment section, but this person has done this to me, or this is my circumstance, it's impossible to get this, or what should I do? What should you do? What should you do? If I'm just telling you that you hold the key to every situation, there is no circumstance that can defeat you, because you're creating the circumstance within your mind in the first place. What you should do? You should affirm, you should have different conversation. You should change your mind about that situation altogether, because guess what? You're powerful. You are a master. You hold the key to that situation, not the other person, not the reality around you. All right? That's the thing. And contains within himself, okay, and so man, James Allen goes, contains within himself that transforming and regenerative agency by which he may make himself he may make himself what he wills. You can make yourself into whatever you want. I don't care what society is saying. I don't care what pendulums have made you believe in. I don't care. You can make yourself into anything you wish. That's how powerful you are. And you need to be reminded of this all the time in case you are not already reminding this to yourself. Because, life can be tough. Sometimes the 3D can seem so real that we can get caught up in the game. Exactly like if you would play constantly a video game, you probably would start believing that you're that character. Is absolutely understandable. And therefore, you need this reminder. You need someone or something or a sign, sometimes I feel we all do, that reminds you, unless you're doing already that to yourself, that you can make yourself into anything that you want. Because this reality will try to defeat you. I've seen this. So we'll try to tell you that God doesn't exist, infinite intelligence doesn't exist, this is wrong, we're just gonna die and be nothing, you're not powerful. They will try to make you believe this, but it is your choice to say, no, this is not true. This is not true for me. Might be true for you, always respect other people, but this is not true for me. Become the conscious master, not the foolish master, and I'll tell you why. Man is always the master, James goes, even in his weaker and most abandoned state. Even when you're depressed, even when you are at the lowest, you are always the master. But in his weakness and degradation, he is the foolish master who misgoverns the household. When you're believing the 3D, when you're believing that things are happening to you and you can't do anything about them, you are still the master. You're still in your own home, but you're believing that you're just a foolish master. You're feeding what? You're feeding negative thoughts. You're feeding bad inner conversation. You're feeding a reality that you don't want to experience. I've said this before, be delusional, but people will think I will go crazy. Everyone is crazy. You just don't get it. That's why I used to love when I was a kid, Alice in Wonderland in James Carroll, when said, we're all crazy here. Everyone is crazy. You don't get it. Nobody has the answers. The truth doesn't exist. It's a matter of perception for the most part, unless maybe the law of gravity, and even there, who knows if we can defeat it. But anyway, everyone is crazy. Everyone is delusional. But the fact that you're thinking negatively or you're thinking that your circumstances cannot be changed, you're just delusional, but on the negative. You're just, again, you're just being a foolish master. Who cares what other people think? Don't share it. Just keep your thoughts of what you want in your mind, and I'm telling you, they will manifest. You will get the desire that you want, and then you will have to hear other people saying, you're so lucky. Doesn't matter. Even Neville Goddard said it. Neville Goddard said, allow people to believe that it's a coincidence, that it doesn't exist, that you're so lucky. The only difference will be not only that you have manifested what you want, but that you're conscious of the fact that you are powerful and that you actually did. That's the difference. Let other people believe in luck if they want to, right? So, such is the conscious master. And man can only thus become by discovering within himself the laws of thought, which discovery is totally a matter of application, self-analysis, and experience. I love the way James Allen is describing this, because he's saying there is a foolish master who is still a master but believes in all this negative thing and therefore creates it. But then the man that begins to reflect upon this condition and to search diligently for the law upon which his being is established, he then becomes the wise master, directing his energy with intelligence and fashioning his thought to fruitful issues. When you become conscious, like you become Jesus, there is this Christmas moment where you awaken. My thoughts shape reality. First, you put a little bit of discipline, but then you go for it. You keep telling yourself, my thoughts create my own reality, my belief create my own reality. You become intelligence. You become infinite intelligence. You become, in that sense, God. You understand how to use your power. You understand how to use your mastery. Therefore, you become a conscious master. You go and search deeply within yourself. You're not looking at the 3D because the 3D is nothing. It's a pale shadow of your inner self, of your inner conversation. The ancient Egyptians used to put in temples, know thyself and you shall know the kingdom of the gods. I explained this in my last video. Our brain works and functions in this way. Not only it creates new neural pathways when you're affirming and creating new thoughts, but you also have the reticular system which helps you with that because it prioritizes and filters information according to what is most valuable to you. Your entire body is working with you. Then when the mind goes along and then the soul, which is the power that drives it all, goes along, this is called alignment. Now, Abraham Hicks has talked about alignment for years. I think she made it extremely complicated for people to understand. This is what she meant. Gandhi, I think, whether you like him or not, that's a whole different topic, but he did say this exact same thing. Mind, body, and soul need to be in alignment. Every wise person, let's put it this way, every wise person has said it. Why? Because they understood how the body functions, how the mind functions, and the being behind the body. You are the being behind the body, having this human experience. You can become the conscious masters once you understand that all of these three aspects of yourself, they go together. Start with the mind as this is the trick. You start with the mind, the body will follow because the body is already automatically doing what it needs to be done when you're feeding the mind with the right thoughts. And the soul, when you're feeding your mind with the right thoughts and you're saying, I have what I want, I have my desire, everything is wonderful, your soul is on board because your soul has come to this experience to experience that. So it's not going to deny it from you. Call it soul, call it subconscious mind, call it God, it doesn't matter. It's not going to deny it to you. And therefore, when you have control of your thoughts, you have this intelligence, you are a conscious master of your reality, and you don't even look at the 3D because there is nothing to look at. There is nothing to wait for. Everything is here in the now. I've made a podcast about it on Patreon. I made other videos about it. You can read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. The moment is now. There is no future. There is no past. There is only the now in which you decide through affirming, through thoughts, visualizing, whatever you want. I don't need to look anywhere else. I just have to go within. That's the only thing that I have to do. Let's finish. Therefore, you go within and you discover that the law is a matter of application. So you apply it, you first put a little bit of discipline to it, you push yourself to affirm, you push yourself to visualize, you push yourself to become and identify with a new version of yourself, which already lives in that reality that you want. I'm rich, I'm loved, I'm wanted, I got my perfect home. Even if you don't see it, you discipline yourself to say it over and over and over again. You do some self-analysis, which is just like going more within, understanding why you don't believe certain things and pushing forward. And then you experience and then you manifest. And once you manifest from small to bigger things, they become a belief, they become an assumption, and you start building more and more consciously your reality. All right, you guys, I hope this video wasn't too complicated and was inspiring, but it's just to make you understand that you cannot, because I hear this so many times, I believe in manifestation, I don't believe in manifestation, I believe this, I believe that. You cannot leave the law. You cannot escape it. You cannot escape this game. You are here. You're all playing this game. Therefore, how do you want to play it? How do you want to play the game of life? Do you want to be a conscious master or do you want to be a foolish master? It all starts from here. It starts today. It doesn't start yesterday. It didn't start yesterday. It doesn't start tomorrow. It starts today. From the way you start your day or after watching this video, what you feed over here is what you get. I don't care how long you've been waiting, there's no time. What you feed is what you get. What you focus on is what you get. What you identify with is what you get. Your inner conversations are your reality. You just have to choose if you want to be a foolish master of your household or a conscious master. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon on this channel, as well as on Patreon and on all my other endeavors. I love you guys and see you very soon.